Hello and welcome back. It's puzzle time with Sudoku Sleuth, and today we're going to be playing Semiconductor. Now, I had a quick look at some of the highly rated puzzles, that, are typically for the difficulty of this particular channel, and it was like a tremendous number of puzzles I haven't actually featured, like 10 or so in the last couple of weeks, where I haven't played them, haven't even seen them. And when I say tremendous and like highly rated, 96, 97, 98% rating. So I think we've got our work cut out, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to give some of these channels, some of these particular puzzles a go. Because like even the most popular one of them, which is the one that we're going to take a look at in a second, like has fewer than 600 solves. So again, I think we can do a lot better than that, and let's get it over 1,000 for sure over the next few days. Now you can see Sleuth here is admiring a piece of technology, a semiconductor, and all of the various connections that come out of it. Like I saw recently, this gentleman on YouTube who was actually building a lithography machine at home that was able to print circuits at 1 micrometer. Which I know when you think about the fact that manufacturers these days are doing sort of around, under 5 nanometers. So I know it's not that impressive, but given he was doing it in his home garage, I was stunned by just how things have progressed. And I think the idea was that he was trying to show that you can create transistors that were essentially popular in the late 80s, early 90s, now at home. So just absolutely phenomenal. If I can actually find it, I'll leave a link to it so you can just be amazed by it, just as Sleuth looks like taking a look at this particular semiconductor. Right, what am I going to do other than just crack on with a puzzle? No, I think that's exactly what we should be doing. Let's take a look at today's puzzle, Semiconductor by Gerhard 1963, and the following set of rules. I'm actually half wondering if that's meant to be like a semiconductor symbol on a... Is it? Semiconductor symbol on a... I should actually finish my sentence. Like on a circuit diagram. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Right. In terms of rules, we've got the following set of rules. First one, fairly obvious. Standard Sudoku rules apply. That means place the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and then every 3 by 3 box. Nothing unusual about that. Then we have modular lines. So any set of 3 adjacent digits along a modular line, which is usually teal in color. So I'm imagining all of these. Can I actually select them? Let me try that. No. Okay, so essentially all of these lines, of which there are, 9 of these lines in every box, has to have, so every adjacent digit along the modular line has to have a different remainder when divided by 3. So really we're talking about groups of, let's say, 147, 258, 369. Now, obviously, it doesn't have to be in this order that I've written in, but the idea is if you select any 3 cells along these lines, it must include one of each of these remainders. And that would be true for the next set. So these 3 cells are going to have, well, one of 258, one of 369, and one of 147, and so on and so forth. We also have thermometers, of course. Digits on thermometers are strictly increasing from the bulb to the tip. So, that could get away with 7. That could get away, but that couldn't be a 1 because it has to be increasing from 147 up to 47, up to, I guess, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something along those lines. So as long as you're increasing as you head right away from the bulb, you are good to go. If I do something silly like a 3 in here, that is clearly going to be less than the 4 or 7. I've broken the puzzle. Then we have the little killer clues outside of the grid, and they must sum up to the digits indicated along these diagonals. So essentially that means that this diagonal must sum up to 9. That could be 4 and 5, for example. That would add up to 9. It could be any number of other digits, let's say 2, 7 pair. That would also work. That's all the rules we have for today. So, as always, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below for you to do so. And with that said, I'm going to restart the clock and see how I get on. So the little killer clages are actually like really, some of them are I say litter killer cages, the litter killer clues are somewhat forced. And interestingly, there is a bit of rotational symmetry going on here. So you can see that these two cells add up to 4, and then its complement down here adds up to 16. These add up to 12, these add up to 18. So there's clearly 11, 9, 18, 12. So there's clearly a lot of rotational symmetry going on here. Let's talk about the modular line. So 1, 3. So let's just, I don't know what this is. Let's call this purple. This will be green. This will be orange. And then I'm going to oscillate between them. So that will be back to purple, green, orange, and then back to purple. So essentially, this is the same color. And I guess that would be true for all of these cells. And you can even see with the thermometers that this is like massively forced. So if this is 1, that would have to be 4, that would have to be 7. And if this is 3, that would have to be 6, that would have to be 9. And maybe that would help us with the 12 cage in a second. So if this is 4, these two cells have to add up to 8, except the 1, 7 will be gone. The 3, 5 would be gone, so it would have to be 2, 6. And because that would be 1, that would be 4, that would be 3. So it would have to be the 6s in here to be the same remainder, 0. And this would have to be the 2. Did I do this correctly? That's 4. I need a remainder of 8. And the 1, 7 is gone, and the 3, 5 is gone. So it'd have to be 2, 6. And because this is 3, that would have to be 6. I think I'm right. So let's try the other option. If this is 3, 6, 9, that would be 6, and I need a remainder of 6, except the 1, 5 is gone. So it would have to be 2, 4. And interestingly, if this is 3, that would be 1, and therefore the 1, 4, 7, the 4 would have to be here, and this is always 2. Okay, so that gives us that this is always going to be 5, 8. And I imagine the logic that we've just done in here is essentially entirely rotationally symmetrical down here. The problem is I don't want to color it because I don't actually know if they're the same color. It almost has to be. I'm not sure. So essentially we have 7, 9, we have 4, 6, we have 1, 3. And then to get to 18, if this is 4, we can't have 5, 9 because the 9 is gone. It would have to be 6, 8. So yeah, that would almost certainly be the 8. That would be the 6. The reason that would be the 6 is, again, the coloring. That this 9, so essentially if this is 4, this would be 7, this would be 9, and therefore the 6 would have to be here to match the color, and that would be 8. Let me guess. If this is 6, I would need 12. And 5, 7 is gone, and 9, 3 is gone. It would be 8. Yep, and that would be 4 to essentially be matching the 7. So this is always 8. So I'll be honest, I'm half tempted to cheat at this point. There's so much rotational symmetry going on that I'm very tempted to say that this is 5 in the middle. And I know that you guys tend not to like it, but I think it will probably help immensely with the solve. So essentially, each of these triplets are a different color. The construction of this line means that they're always the same remainder. So if this is purple, this would have to be orange or green, and this would have to be orange or green. But what we can really blow this open is essentially think about not this line, not this line. None of these are actually that interesting. It's this one in the middle where the 5 has to be here because of the rotational symmetry. Because it's a single color, that would be 2, that would be 8. And then these are clearly all orange. And therefore, this is not orange and not purple, because remember, the thermometer is forcing them to always ascend in the same set of digits. So if this is purple, I'll break the puzzle because essentially it'll be a double 1, double 4, double 7, or again, double 3, etc., etc. So this has to be green. This has to be orange. Yeah, I can already foresee the comments about this. Same kind of logic. That can't be orange, clearly. Can't be purple, so that has to be green. That has to be orange. This has to be green, so actually it is different. Interestingly. But yeah, that would make sense, because if this is 1, that's 9. If that's 3, that's 7. So yeah, the rotational symmetry isn't broken. It was never going to be the same color. I just didn't think about it. Okay. And we essentially know what all of these are. This is 2, 5, 8, 2, 5, 8. And then suddenly these little killers in the corner are actually quite helpful, because it will tell us the running order of these modular lines, because essentially that would have to be 7. And therefore this would have to be from 3, 6, or 9, because that's a 7. And therefore that's a 9. And therefore that's a 7. So green is 1, 4, 7. Therefore purple is 3, 6, 9. And therefore that's 1, that's 4. That is not 5, that is an 8. And I think it's just all going to like collapse now. 3, 6, 9. Purple, 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 9, and 1, 4, 7, and we've got at least all of the center ones done. And this is now not 3, but this is going to be a bit boring for you guys, but I'm just going to, for my sanity, do this fairly quickly. I'm guessing, no, let's not guess, let's just keep going. So this is orange, therefore this is purple, orange, purple, and therefore this has to be 6. This has to be 2 or 5. It's not 5 or 8, it's 2. This is not 6. This is 3 or 9. This is not 7. This is 1 or 4. Oh, the 8. I should have used the 18, but actually let's just use that. So this is a 3, obviously for the 11. 3 is purple. Therefore this is green, and we're oscillating between green and purple. Green in here is not 4, so this is 1 or 7. And this is not 3, it's 6 or 9. And this is not 1 or 7, that's just placed, that's a 4. Now the 12 and the 18 is probably what would just help us just solve the entire thing. So essentially with the 5 left, we need 7 in here, and it's clearly not 2, 5, it's not 3, 4, it has to be 1, 6, which will force whatever these are, and this is now a 7, this is now a 9. And the 1, 6 are entirely resolved as well with this one. So this is purple, this is green. 18, we need 13 now, and it's not 6, 7, it's not 5, 8, it has to be 4, 9. And let me guess, yeah, that 9 gives me everything. That's 4, that's 9, that's 3, that's 6, that's 1. And let's take it from here. What do I need to do? You can see in the column, for example, this is clearly not green. I've already placed 3 in the box, and it's not purple. So this has to be orange. And therefore this is purple, then back to orange, then back to purple. See if I can do the same trick in here. I've got, yep, all greens, 1, 4, 7. Therefore this has to be orange. This has to be green, orange, green. This is 2 or 5. This is 5 or 8. This is not 2 or 5. This is 8. And this is not 8 or 5. This is 2. This is not 3 or 6, it's 9. This is not 9, it's 3 or 6. This is not 4 or 7, that's 1. And this is 4 or 7. Have I done all the little killers at this point? I think I have. Interesting. So yeah, not necessarily as easy to resolve these, but probably a bit of Sudoku that I've been ignoring would help. So I need, in the column, essentially another 5, 8, and a 7. And the 7 can't go here. That's the 7. And let me guess, That's a 3. Yeah, that can't be 3. That's 3. That's 5 to finish things off. That gives me some colors. 3, 6, 9. Oh, that's 2, 5 then. That's got to be orange. And therefore that's got to be green. And this is 4, 7. And this is 2, 5. And this is green, wasn't it? Yeah. And therefore this is orange and 5. Another orange, and it's another 5, 8 presumably. Yep. And then 3, 6, 3, 6. How am I not resolving these ones? Interestingly. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, never mind. So essentially there's a 1 in these two cells. I need 1 green and 1 orange. And the green is a 1 because 4, 7. That has to be the green. Therefore that's the orange. Then orange, then green. And if we can repeat the same trick in here, I've got all the greens. I need a purple. It's a 9 purple. The 9 can't go in here. That's the 9. That's the orange. That's orange. That's purple. This is not 2. This is 5, 8. And this is not 8. This is 2, 5. This is the 9. This is not 3 or 9. That's 6. I'm guessing that's going to be a 4. Yeah, it's not 1 or 7. This is not a 5. This is 2 or 5. It's just an 8. In here, it's not 7 or 4. It's a 1. And this is not 5 or 8. It's a 2. These two are known colors. They are 3. They're not known colors. They're 3 and 7. I don't have a resolution for them, interestingly. So I need another 5, 8, which obviously can't be here. That's the 5, 8. This is a known digit. That's the 3. And then I need another 2, 5, which is down here. And then this is a 7. So I need a 4 in here. And the 9. And the 9 can't go there. That's the 9. Let me guess that will be a 1, which is green. And therefore this is a 4. And this is 6. 6, 4, 9, 1. 4 gives me 7, 4, 3, 6. Two in here gave me 5, 2, 5, 5, 8. And if I'm not mistaken, well, that's 3. Let's just color them before we finish. And we're done. Oh, hang on, we're not done. This is 5, 8. 2 gave me 5, 2. 5 can't be here. That's 5. Now we're done. It's a fantastic puzzle. Very zen. Now I'm kind of interested if you don't use the rotational symmetry and force the 2, 5, 8 in here, what does that do? Is there another way of breaking in? I mean, let me know in the comments. I know that you guys are going to be, some of you are going to be up in arms about this, but it really does lead to a very elegant solve. Hope that you guys enjoyed the puzzle in the video, and I'll see you back for the next one. Bye-bye for now.